What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, if you're new here or haven't yet, please do subscribe, and if you want to catch up on the rest of the Let's Play so far, go ahead and check the description below. I'll have the whole series down there in a playlist in order for everybody. So we got one more destination to do before we head to the Arbor Wilds, and this is a quest we picked up while we were in the Emerald Graves. So, Inquisition contacts report a group of elves investigating ruins in the Emerald Graves. The ruins may be connected to the Emerald Knights, an order of elven warriors that predates the fall of the Dales. The history contained within would be of great value to the Dalish. The Emerald Graves has been experiencing unrest of late. If a small delegation met with the elves and offered assistance in their search, it could provide an opportunity for cooperation between the Inquisition and the Dalish, strengthening our reputation with the clans in Old Dalish. Go take a look at some of this. A few of our soldiers met with the elves at Dinan Hanin, the elves' ruins in the Emerald Graves. Their leader, Taven, wishes to work with us as a sign of cooperation between the Inquisition and his clan. However, some of his party are wary of our presence and the Inquisition's intentions. Our interest in strengthening our relationship with the Dalish would appear more genuine if you met with them in person. Cullen. You can do that. Do we just have to go right back to the Emerald Graves for that? I think we might just be going right back to that. Take a look. I was expecting it to jump us there. Let us see. The Knight's Tomb. Yeah, we are just jumping back. Where are we? We are where I have a fast travel to. Very cool. Alright, so we'll do the good old reliable squad. 2 mages and a warrior. It's about meta in pretty much every version of this, really, apart from Veilguard, since you can only have a 3-man party, but that's about what it always is. It's the meta in 2, it's the meta in Origins, and it's the meta here. No surprise.
Dalish. They've been murdered.
Looks like they tried to fight back, but most were unarmed. Poor buggers. Never stood a chance.
There should be Inquisition
Murdered by what? And I guess our Inquisition troops were murdered too, given the lack of their presence.
These are our men.
There's our Inquisition troops. Looks like they lasted longer than the Dalish, at least. Ultimately met the same fate, though. We see a sanatory, of course.
Can they really not see that?
Blinded by greed and power. They all think they're going to be God Kings. Remember, his cult here is working because they think that they're going to rule the new land in his stead. That's the promise he sold to them, but he sold that same bill of goods to numerous people. He sold it to the Empress's cousin in Olay in return for her assassinating her. He sold it to all of the Tevinter people and all these warriors here that decided to join up. And he also sold the same dream to the Templars. Now obviously they can't all rule at once, so the reality of that is that none of them will be doing anything. That's all for him. Means to an end. He only has one interest. There is a Red Templar behemoth here. Catch me. Hold these. Take my Pokeballs. That stung a little. You know, considering the size of him, he really didn't set off as many bombs as I would have liked him to.
Corypheus's men had part of a seal. Do they even know what it opens?
I doubt they care, so long as they can claim it.
Only 1 out of 9 pieces, though. Well, we got some hunting to do. On the bright side, it looks like we get to take quite a lot of chunks out of a lot of our enemies here. Red Templars, Venatori. The Emerald Knights cry for the past, only there does glory dwell. For here the bow was strung, the sword bequeathed, the vows sworn, so glory was born within the hearts of elves.
The Emerald Knights. They once patrolled the borders of the Dales, protecting the Elven people. The Dalish saw them as romantic heroes. The Chantry called them ruthless butchers. I suspect both sides have some element of truth.
Well, you can't really defend one's borders without butchers. That's the harsh reality of that. The borders have to be defended with threats and the ability and willingness to back them up, right? You have a border with no men, people will cross whenever they like, and if you don't do anything to the people that do cross, despite your troops, then everybody will cross because you're a tiger with no teeth. What does it Blackbeard says inside Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced? If a man plays the fool, it's only a fool who'll convince, but appear to be the devil, and all men will submit. Quite a bar, right? Especially for just like some random pirate Assassin's Creed game, but truer words were never spoken. Actually really like that saying. That's one of the sayings you get from a video game here and there that tend to like stick with you. Think for the past, where rests those who came before. For each night a seed was sown, roots twisting with their brothers and sisters. So the forest grew, a reflection of our might. I don't think we get the Elven armor in this game. I don't think it's possible to get it, but if it were possible to get the Emerald Knight armor, this would be a great place to put it. But I'm fairly certain it's not in the game. Pretty sure. Look at this little trinity of bitches. I know you're gonna be fucking problematic, so let's get you first. You landed on that. Die. There we go. 200. Oh boy. E3. Pretend you didn't see that. This isn't real enough. Zip myself over his glyph so we don't die to that again. You know, for a non-elite combatant, he really was just taking it like a champ. I saw Behemoth up on the staircase. You have a piece, I'm sure. Really awkward that my bombs didn't explode on you. I just like sat there and made eye contact for a second. I will take my piece. There's another one. So I would guess that they've been here looking for the different seals, and they just haven't been able to find any of them. But the ones that they found, I guess they put on behemoths, safeguard or whatever. Most people wouldn't go within a 200-foot radius of a behemoth, so... That's under me what that's picking up. I don't think we came on this side, so let's check this body. You have a piece, sir? You don't, you have bloodstone. I'll still take it. Take that sip, too. Do I have access? I do indeed. This is why I love playing rogue in these games. Always a cheeky side door with loot inside. Or just an opportunity to flank, perhaps. We could, but I'm not going to. We could just dive off the end though, but I don't want to. I've gotten myself in trouble in this game before doing things like that. I should be able to open that, but it won't let me, yeah. It's one of those gamey things. Which is frustrating. They could have just moved the boulder like an inch back and then it would have made sense. Hold that forward door. I'm actually pretty excited. There's some more cocoa boxes here. I'm pretty excited to start my Witcher 1 playthrough. I know the combat is like generationally bad in that game, but I've actually never played it to its completion. I played like part of the first chapter forever ago, but like not long enough ago to where that game was new, and so I immediately felt how dated the combat was and kind of abandoned ship. So I'm quite excited to play through that because it'll be like a completely blind kind of situation for me. I'm going to put the difficulty down though so I don't have to deal too much with the combat mechanics. Forget not the past, it is all that remains, for each night a seed was sown, roots twisting with their brothers and sisters, for the forest remains, a reflection of our sorrow. Now I did forget a couple of the series that I wanted to mention that I want to do last time as well, so there is the Darksiders games as well that I'm also wanting to do. I want to do the Darksiders games before they show more announcement footage of Darksiders 4, and that way we'll have everything up on the channel and ready to go for whenever that releases. And then I kind of want to try doing a Dark Souls game too. Probably the first one, because that's my favorite one, and then depending on how my first attempt at a series of that game goes, then I'll continue down the line, perhaps. Light the torch. Good boy. Neat tight script preserves a final epitaph for the fallen. Fire stirred, ever an impatient heart, but she would not be moved. Fiona, Falandine, Enesal, Enas. Arrows along the spine, the child cried, sheltered by his form. Helen, Falandine, and all Enas. There's a group of enemies here, but I don't know if they're actually in here or not. They are. There's a staircase somewhere where we can go down. But am I just gonna cannonball off the edge like a psycho? I could totally just grapple down there, I think. We could try that. I just can't loot that even though it pinged. Yeah, I'm just gonna cannonball down. The team will be with me or they won't be, but I'm going. We're sending it. Okay, first things first, let me off the edge. That should not have hit me. You're a liar. Well, sometimes you lose the gamble when you cannonball around. I don't think I can just dive myself off the edge of anything else. That's so awkward. I knew it was a bad idea too, and I said I would send it anyway. Yeah, see that doesn't go where we want to go. Okay, stop with the slow chungo walk, thank you. We got places to be, black wall. This looks like it works. Alrighty, fucks. Mourn for the past, and all that was left there, for we trusted in dreams and perceived immortality, we trusted in promises and in hope, so we dreamed in vain, for we lost these gifts long ago. I auto revive. I suppose. There's the mage bitch that killed me. Oh my god, I can knock you off. You're stuck behind the banister. Totally wanted to ledge him. He is the bitch. Oh, that's the bitch. I want you. Go into the lion. I actually really want to find a way to play Lord of the Rings The Third Age, the old RTS game. I really want to find a way to play that because it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite games from my childhood. I just have no idea how I would go about getting it. It's probably an emulator kind of situation at this point, right? I would imagine. I had to emulate it. Let's not fall down stairs. Oh, that's a problem. Not sure what I was looking at there, but I switched off her pretty quick so I don't get stuck out of the map again. Oh, I don't know where she is, but hopefully she'll teleport back to us at some point. Merciless. Frail, faltering in the darkness, though imperfect, her voice a balm, Andrale, Falandine, and Asal Anas. She still hasn't teleported to us yet.
I can sense elven magic somewhere nearby.
Naught but blood and torn flesh, but a mother knows her child, Soran, Falandine, Anal, Anas.
Excellent. The wards are functioning again.
Black hole, you wanna make me a path? That's just about all laughing. So that probably goes back to the world map, looking at the icon, so let's go down those steps. We only need 2 more seals. Almost done with that. It looks like Vivian teleported back to me as well, so I'm not down a party member anymore. I don't know where she went. I guess she fell through like the stairs here or something. Not sure what happened though. One more seal to go, which looks like it's back here. Not sure what we're doing with this when we find all the pieces, but I guess we don't have to worry about giving it back to the Dalish, right? They're all dead, so I guess whatever treasure we find is ours.
Weapons ready!
This annoys me every time, man. They stick to the walls. I guess if we fight Spider-Man, whichever. Vivian, your torch lighting duties are not done. I assume, since we have all the pieces, we can just waltz in.
This is it. I wonder what the elves left here.
A puzzle for us, it looks like. I assume this is gonna operate the same way that the other ones did, where if you light them in the incorrect order, it summons demons and things like that. Looks like those pillars have to rise. They'll probably make a path for us to grab whatever that is. Like a scroll, it looks like. Can we get any kind of hint on which order to do these in, or is it literally just hope for the best, see what happens? Not seeing any kind of clue. Keep looking around real quick. It does bother me a little that there's like a cool supply chest in here. This place has supposedly been sealed for like 1,000 years. Alright, well, beyond being able to figure out what we're doing here, I figured we'll just save and hope for the best, right? Yeah, at this point we may as well just send it, right? See what happens. Not too much of a shit show so far. Surprisingly. Why are you so aggro to me? Does that mean that was the incorrect one thing, or? It's staying lit, so. See you back here. This is staying lit, I assume we're good. Presumably. Eventually. You know what? That's full sun. Get the show on the road. That's a revenant. Yeah, that might be an interesting problem. And my bombs don't work. Well, kinda. They kinda did. Well, tried into that. I think. Oh, there's one archer left in the corner. Get that real quick. And my bombs are off in La La Land again. Here we go. Good job, team. But good job I didn't spend too much time running around trying to figure out if there was a clue to the order we had to do that in, huh? Assume now I can just yoink that. The death of Elandrin. Elandrin our brother, Falandin guide you, Maker guide you. Let here the truth be kept, lest you be remembered a traitor, or our sorrow seem a passing woe. Though you swore to serve our people, there were those questioning your heart. Too often had we fought with humans along our borders, until the beginning was lost to memory. Rumors of an abduction stirred. As always, their chantry was swift to spread lies. In haste and anger, they killed Siona's sister for wandering too near the hunter's path. You carried her body back to us. You mourned with us. Yet your heart was distracted. Siona begged for vengeance, and you turned away. More and more you vanished without word or explanation. When whispers rose that you would swear yourself to their maker, we feared what would come. Siona sought to save you, bring you back to us. She had lost a sister. Must she also lose a brother? Beneath the trees, she saw you with a woman, the one who turned you from us. The woman gestured toward the village. You and she turned to gaze upon the chantry's walls. Siona returned. She told us how humans were turning you against us, how their lies must have filled you. As a loyal servant to the Maker's cause, you would betray our secrets. When we went to ask if there was truth in this, you were already gone. So we sought to stop you. With haste, Siona led her people to the village. There we would challenge you. There we would bring you back to us, or to justice. In the dim of a moonless night, she saw Siona through the trees. She raced towards Siona, a cry on her lips and something in her hand. Siona's arrow fell, or flew. But the woman fell, the name Elandrin dying on her lips, daisies slipping from her grasp. The men of the village suspected the girl's flight and heard the scream. They fell upon the elves, but were no match. Siona's haste surpassed your own. You knelt beneath the trees, and blood-soaked petals clinging to your clothes from a final embrace. When more humans came, you would not be moved, and they would not listen. Their arrows found your heart, and you fell beside her. We found your body in the river where they cast you aside. She was taken by her own. It was not the end, but your part is past. Rest now as our honored brother once more, a wreath of daisies at your brow, the letter she carried in your hand. Whoever guides you, whoever guides her, may your souls meet once more in the beyond. Faded blood stains the letter. Adeline, what care have I for gods I have never seen, for a maker I do not know? Let others distract themselves with such lofty concerns. I know only this life, I have seen only this world, and I care only for you. Perhaps your priestess distrusts the sincerity of uncivilized elves. If she must hear me say I will follow the Maker, so be it. Your God intercedes as much as ours. My life will not change. I will return in 2 weeks' time. My heart longs for you till then, and will remain with you forever after. Elandrin. And I think...
It's an account of Red Crossing.
Yeah, Red Crossing.
When the elves attacked that town, it prompted the exalted march of the Dales.
We should give this to the Dalish. They have a claim to it.
This is chantry history as much as Dalish. There are scholars who would appreciate the value of it.
The problem there is that clearly exposes that the elves were responsible for part of the problem there, right? They went to kill their own and accidentally killed an unarmed woman, and then that started the purge, and they got their own killed anyway. The Emerald Knights, cry for the past, it shall claim us all, for here rest our saviors newly slain. Others lie beyond our reach, though we remember. Let the true name burn away and enter Dinan Hanin, the place where glory ends. Andrael, whose song inspired, Sauron with bow in hand, Siona, who kept the bridge, Hallam, who saved the child, Rin, who led them out, Elan, who kept watch, Elandrin, whom we betrayed. A blank space follows the names, as if more were to be carved. They killed their own for fraternizing, essentially. They didn't trust him not to sell out his own people just because he liked somebody, right? And so they just offed him. Passively offed him. They didn't shoot the arrows themselves, but they may as well have read. I'm sure that he would have felt that way had he not been slain by not leaving her corpse. And I'm sure if he didn't actually see the act, I'm sure that Siona would have probably, like, played her own little game with what happened there, right? I'm sure she would have played her own game with the truth. It was the humans that did it. All that kind of shit. That's not the root cause of the entirety of bad shit done to the elves, though. I'm not willing to accept that as an explanation for the entire Exalted March, but that is one of the major kickoff points, and that is the first time in the franchise you actually know the truth of that. As to whether we're going to give it to the Chantry, to be honest, that version kind of lines up with the Chantry's version already, so there isn't much point in doing that. Like, it confirms what they already believe, but that's not really gonna... It's not gonna make an impact in the grand scheme of things. But if we give that to the Dalish, that could very much change things, right? If we give it to the Dalish clan, that might change how they see humans. Might help bridge that gap a little. Not only that, but it's a goodwill gesture of history and past, which they appreciate. So if we're really trying to improve relations here and improve the lot, then this would be the way to go, I think. Giving it to the Chantry is just like, oh hey, you know, all that stuff you already teach and you already believe, that's correct. That's really all that would be.
You have proven yourself to be an ally of the Dalish, friend. If Lorinel still wishes to join you, he has my blessing.
Although the Chantry doesn't teach the part where they were in love. So the way the Chantry explains that is that the Dalish just fell upon Red Crossing and killed the woman for no reason. And so that's why all that happened. They teach that Elandrin was the one that killed her. So the Chantry doesn't quite teach the same version, but ultimately it is, right? The elves killed the girl at Red Crossing and so they slaughtered them and yada yada. They do teach the same version, it's just they don't know the ins and outs, but I'm sure these people believe that was all a giant travesty and they just did it for no reason, so...
I found something about Red Crossing in Dinan Hanim.
If you went to the Emerald Graves, did you see Tavin and the others?
They were killed. I'm sorry.
I am too. Sorry, but not surprised. Thank you for bringing this to me. It is part of our tale and will be cherished. May your gods watch over you, friend.
I'm a little disappointed in his lack of commentary there, actually. Thought maybe he'd be surprised to know the real story about that. Right, so, now that we've taken care of that place, I did notice one new war table mission pop up, so we will go set that going real quick. But that's pretty much it. We're gonna go to the Arbor Wilds next episode, and from there it'll be home stretch, all the way to the end. I think Arbor Wilds will probably be 2, maybe 3 episodes. And then directly after the Arbor Wilds is literally the end of the game. So we probably have, what, 5 episodes of the series left, max? Well, all things considered, this has been pretty productive. Done quite well. That'd be like a 90-part series, I think, or almost 90, even if it doesn't quite reach 90. It'd be like 88, 89, 90. Which actually puts Dragon Age Inquisition quite high up there. If we had been doing if we end up doing the expansions, it'll be way over 100, probably like 120, 130, something like that. I think the only series that is higher than that would be the Mass Effect series, but that's only like that because it's like 3 series in one playlist. Bestow Morning Holla. Inquisitor, in light of the information you gave us regarding the truth of the events at Red Crossing, we would like to offer a sign of mourning to the village. Since both sides played a part in this tragedy, honoring the village with one of our Hala seems appropriate. If it could be kept there, it might remind both sides of the fragile beauty of things that journey to places where they are strangers. I understand that the villagers of Red Crossing do not trust the Dalish, given our history. If you could convince them to accept this tribute in good faith, it would be greatly appreciated. Keep a Harwin. With the right rumors, the villagers in Red Crossing will think they are being granted custody of a captured trophy to honor their victory over the Dalish. If it's this important, we can march the blasted Hala in with some troops to guard it. I can twist the noble who controls Red Crossing into accepting this, but it will end 2 marriages and lead to at least 1 duel. This kind of... Doesn't this defeat the point? This kind of just throws more dissent.
And so little. Madame
So we
Méprise.
can march it in with
The sun
soldiers.
will grow cold before she retires.
Or we can get her to get the noble to accept it and let them spin it as they will. We'll send
Let us
Josephine.
begin.
I don't want to manipulate them into accepting it because that doesn't actually do anything. Looks like Fairbanks was good on his word. The Freemen were helping the Red Templars smuggle red lyrium through the Dales. In exchange, they received golden supplies which was to go towards the furtherance of their cause. Their hopes were fueled, then exploited. We can end this by drawing out the Red Templars responsible for encouraging Freeman activity. Cullen. The Red Templars know we've taken out the leaders, but the Freemen were all over the Dales. We'll pose as the surviving Freeman cell and re-establish connection with the Red Templars, looking for a meeting to receive further instructions. The Red Templars have already sent reinforcements to the Emerald Graves to protect their operation. We can capture some of these reinforcements, deny them lyrium long enough, and they'll talk. I don't believe they would fall for this. So, we'll just capture them, torture them, bag them and tag them. Right, that is where I'm going to wrap this one on up, everybody. Thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on your way out, and I will see you all soon with more Dragon Age Inquisition. Again, everybody, have a great day. Peace.